Hello there. I wanted to have a chat to you today about something called Poes law, which is actually a really old internet rule. Old by internet standards. It was one of the first things that was ever actually sort of put in place about how to use the internet, because initially it was all kind of text based. And there's a really common problem when it comes to communicating through text only. You don't get the tone of people's voices. Which, to be fair, I've got a terrible New Zealand accent and our tone is all over the place. But generally speaking, you can't tell in a written form what it is that somebody means, if it's a joke or if it's something serious. And the Poe's rule is basically, Poe's law is basically, if you don't put in something like a smiley face or a laughing emoji, people will not get the joke. And it's really a fascinating thing for me to sit down and look at, because while I see an awful lot of content from people who are really fucking stupid, there's also a whole bunch of sort of interesting satire, that kind of stuff that comes through as well. And it's being able to sort of differentiate the difference between them that stops me from going completely insane some days. Some days it's a very, very close call. So, for example, when you see somebody like Chantel Baker post something like this about the Chat GPT Autobot thing having a left leaning bias, that's not satire, but it reads like it. However, this post on TVNZ about the cyclone that's currently hitting the country, that I've deliberately posted in as satire, gives us some great examples as to how Poe's law can really play out, because why wouldn't it? So let me run you through the scenario here. Big cyclone is obviously hitting Aotearoa at the moment. This comment here very much takes a look at the sort of comments that you get about COVID, about how it's all fake and it's a conspiracy and it's not even anything you need to worry about, and it's all, like, you know the drill by now. That post, or that comment, was used in here without any kind of emotional marker. And the responses were ridiculous. Like, people very, very angry that somebody would say something like this. Except for the people who either knew me or were the worst people on the internet when it came to COVID. The ones who were sitting there commenting, calling it fake, calling it a conspiracy theory, that kind of bullshit. They really liked this comment, and they'd comment themselves. So it's fascinating to sort of sit down and see how those cultural markers also indicate to us how we interpret this kind of content. So it's just something I want you to be aware of while I'm making filler content myself, because I'm getting a new desk today. So go have a look. Look up Poe's law. It's absolutely fascinating. And always, if you are making content that's got a bit of satire to it or comedy, put in a smiley face, something that lets us know how serious you are or aren't.